I don't know if you're going to want to watch this one. I'm not sure, but you know what? We're going to do it anyway. Let's go. What's up, tubulars? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, you know what? This is your time. This is your effort and energy. If you want to subscribe and you want to hang out, here's the thing. If we haven't met yet, I am Kevin Ross. I help entrepreneurs with their creative endeavors. I talk about gear, have tutorials. This is a sort of a documentary and documentation of my life, my personal life and my business life, trying to help you, give you nuggets of information that can help you take action, sharing my personal stuff on here that may give you some inspiration. This is your time. I appreciate you being here. Do with it what you will. And on this specific one, we are going to be talking about the algorithm. Can you beat the algorithm? Can you figure out the algorithm? And no, my channel is not about growing your subscriber count from 0 to 1,000 in 2 days. I wanted to give you some perspective from a smaller channel because there are channels out there that have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They're talking about the algorithm, growing your channel. I'm not going to be one of those channels. So I'm going to contradict what maybe other channels are talking about because honestly here, folks, I want you to do the things that matter to you. If niching down in a lane to help the algorithm and to grow your channel, if that's where you need to be, I'm going to talk about the actionable steps. I'm going to go behind the scenes on my dashboard and some of my videos and kind of talk about that. But for me personally, I'm doing the things I need to be doing. There might be videos that don't speak to you. There might be other videos that do speak to you. I appreciate you being here regardless or spending your time elsewhere because I care about you. So the algorithm has been talked about for years. I get it. And there's a lot of videos out there about beating the algorithm, figuring it out. I've got this thing locked in. No, you don't, because you know what? The algorithm yesterday is not the algorithm today. It's an advertising platform. Let's be honest. Second search engine, like most accessed search engine in the world versus when you compare it to Google and yeah, like video platform, audio platform. Okay, sure. It's an advertising platform. Whether you're monetized or not, serving up ads. So the algorithm follows that. The algorithm's not necessarily following just the views, they're following the watch time. They want people to stay on the platform. And I know you've heard this before. And so people like creators out there, YouTubers might say, create stuff that keeps people like binge watching your content or keeps people on the platform. From a business standpoint, I see that. I get it. And as a creator, I don't, as of right now, I don't have any ebooks or like courses or products or services that I'm selling to anybody right now. I do have a professional, like a creative agency. So I do have that. I do some professional work and we're trying to scale that and build that. And that's part of like the documentation process. But the thing is like, you know what? I'm a marketer. And what I mean by that is that if I talk about something, doing a tutorial, doing some gear reviews, sharing my life, I am actually trying to help sort of sell you on this idea of like, this is how I'm doing it. And these are the things I'm doing it with a family in tow. I'm steering this ship. I'm building the plane as we go. I don't know why I have to talk about a ship and a plane, but it's just that all of this is happening with a family. All of these struggles, all of these successes, I'm trying to share these with you. And so I really am marketing the whole idea of that, yeah, you could do this too. If you put your ear to the rail, dialed into things, you've got your head on the swivel, the stuff that I've talked about, and take some action, like, yeah, you can do this too. I'm just being transparent, being honest. We're going to be talking about the truth as part of the actionable steps. Let's actually talk about the optimization that is going on to help with the algorithm. And yeah, the whole title thing, picking your titles based on what people are searching for. And you got to be careful with that whole clickbaity thing, because I've been on the platform since it began. And there are things like, I have videos on here on this particular channel, but even like an older channel that have hundreds of thousands of views. I'm not proud of them because creatively I was like, what in the world was I thinking? But you put something out there and people were watching. It was crazy. And you'd have subscribers and people like would come back over and over again to watch your stuff. It was a different time. It really was. It was a different platform back in the day. We are here today. We are working with it right now. So before we get into the actionable steps, let's talk about what growth means to you. There is growth and there are subscribers. Are these two interchangeable? Are these two the same? Well, let's ask yourself. For me, growth is using this platform to level up my creative endeavors when it comes to my photography, my filmmaking, my business acumen, the research that I do, talking to you, teaching you, engaging with you. That to me is growth. A subscriber count and an increasing subscriber count is growth when you look at it, like when you're measuring that metric. That is important to me as well. But for some, like when you watch some of these channels out there that's like scale the vanity metric. And I'm not trying to lay into them, like they're not wrong. Like if that is what you want to do, if that's growth to you, is the subscriber count, then that's the honesty piece that you're having. Like that's the conversation that you're having with yourself, saying like that's growth to me. And getting subscribers I'm very thankful. I love each and every one of you on here as far as like the engagement, the watch time. Your time is precious and I appreciate you spending it with me. So heading into the actionable steps, let's talk about first and foremost, what is your goal when it comes to the channel? Why are you on YouTube? What do you want to be doing with YouTube? Do you have a product or service that you want to sell? Do you want to just kind of share your life? So do you want to entertain? Do you want to do tutorials? Do you want to do reviews? And here's the thing, folks, like I said, and I think it's definitely hurt my own subscriber count when it comes to not niching down in one lane. But my goal is to do the things that matter to me, to be able to pivot, to have variety. When I get inspired, I want to share it on this platform. And so for me personally, I don't want to niche heavily down and go so deep into something that I'm not able to pivot into other things. For you, like I would recommend, like if you feel like, okay, I want the subscriber count, there's something that's really, like I really feel comfortable with and something that is in my lane, I don't mind staying in a lane, I don't want to pivot too much, then yeah, niche down, get deep, and I'm sure you're going to have subscriber growth if you continue to put in that work. And we'll talk about that. But if that's your goal, you have like write it down. Like this is my notebook. I take everywhere. That's my YouTube notebook, my creative notebook. And I take notes, I jot things down, inspiration. And so like those are the goals. I put goals in there. Having the goal, whether you're going wide or you're going narrow and deep, then you need to lay it out. Next action step is to treat your YouTube channel, your creation, as a business. You need to get serious about your business. Just like when you go to work or you have another business that's outside of YouTube, you put stuff on the calendar or you're expected to be somewhere at a certain time for a certain amount of time, and treating this channel, like not this channel, your channel, as a business is going to give you that bandwidth, that mental and emotional bandwidth, and really just the physical bandwidth to say like, okay, this is the time I'm going to be working on the channel. Whether I'm doing my research, jotting down my notes, I'm setting time aside, I'm putting it on the calendar. Just like a meeting, you put it on the calendar, you talk to your family, you talk to your friends, you talk to maybe if you're working, you don't talk to your boss because your boss is like, wait, I need you here. But you know what I'm trying to say. I'm treating it like a business. I'm going to just keep pushing forward because if I don't do it now, I don't know, it might not get done. And here's the thing too, like let's talk about the distraction pieces. Now, yeah, right now I'm in my home studio. My kids are home. You might hear them in and out or whatever. So they're here. But when it comes down to it, like, yeah, I would want to spend time with my family. Would I rather be out hanging out with my kid? I'm teaching him how to skateboard. And yeah, like would I love to be out there every day and even like right now doing? Yes, I would, but this is my business. So these are my business hours. I have scheduled this time. I'm going to do this. And it's the same thing too, like with distractions, with your phone or like, are people going to be walking into your, like this guy? Dude, we just got back from Santa Cruz. Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. I'm recording. I know, but seriously, I haven't seen you in a while. I was talking about business actually. Like, isn't this your home? No distraction. I mean, dude, we were in Santa Cruz where it all began. I had the kids on skateboards. Haven't you been following me? Like follow my Insta stories. Come on, man. I got photos. Let's go. Hey, I love the family. You're working. I do. I love the family. I will look at those pictures later. We will get on Instagram and and Facebook. And I know. I love you. I do. But you're interrupting my business. So. All right. I respect that. All right. I'll see you in the kitchen. Good luck. Okay. So point made is that you have this phone, and just like your friends wouldn't just come knocking on your door always, and I'm not talking about like breaks at work or lunch, lunch breaks or the water cooler talk or whatever, but put your phone away. I have it with me because I wanted to make a point. Turn it off, turn the notifications off, put it in another room, get rid of the distractions, because this is your business. So this is not the whole thing of like checking constantly the notifications. Guess what? Things are fine. They're going to be okay without you for a little bit. They just are. So let's talk about the truth and authenticity. I almost kind of want to create like a discussion, and I might even do like an entirely different video when we talk about the truth. I've had people tell me that my honesty, my transparency, my authenticity, how courageous it is, how confident like you must be to be able to be honest and truthful. And I was thinking, like, you lead with it, like you live the truth. Truth is like breathing in and out, like you just do it. And I'm not talking about like people that are having some real struggle out there that they can't share stuff online. I'm not saying like you have to like throw everything out there, like all of the things that you're going through. I just mean being authentic with who you are as a person, looking in the mirror. And like, I can tell you right now, I don't mind sharing the failures and the successes. I don't mind telling you I'm tripping up on something, especially like this video. I've shot this video more times than I can count because I'm just rambling. I need to just shut up and get to the point. What I want to tell you is that being honest, being truthful, it's just life. Just being honest should just be the thing that you always lead with. So honestly, subscribe to this channel or not. That authenticity leads me into building the community, offering, again, either entertainment or actually providing you with something that's actionable, something that you can learn, something that you can go do. For instance, like the gear that I use. Authentically, truthfully, honestly, this is a lens that I highly recommended. I love this. I still use this lens. I don't want to talk about things just to like talk about them. Somebody sends me something. It's like, hey, can you do a video? Do you know how many times, even as small as this channel is, you have no idea how many emails I get about stuff that people want to send me. And I'm like, listen, I cannot recommend, like, I cannot. I don't use it. I don't want to use it. So I want to be genuine here. Same thing. I did this video to help people start podcasts and working with remote hosts and guests and talking about this handheld recorder. Yes, you can do it software based through Skype and other like software recorders, but this handheld recorder is money. And what I mean by that, not just the investment, I've used this on the hobbyist level and I've actually made money with this handheld recorder. I still use it a lot. And so honestly, I wanted to recommend this because it has helped me level up my business. And so that's the thing. And I've helped a lot of people, especially on that video. So let's actually get into the dashboard. I don't want to get too deep into the analytics of I'll do another video about this, but I just want to give you just a quick surface comparison of honestly how I've probably hurt my channel when it comes to subscribers and growth in that sense. But it's because I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Let me show you. Okay, so starting with this most recent video that I did on the aperture light dome and the light that's behind it, it's been out for about 5 or so days as of this recording. And you know what? It's got like 79 views. So let's talk about that. And some of you are like, man, because you know what? I spent a lot of time, like this video itself took me a couple of weeks, over the course of a couple of weeks of like unboxing, doing some testing and setting it up and working with it. And yeah, 79 views after like 5 or so days. So choosing the title, I went with something like the Godox SL60W, which that's what the light is, and the aperture light dome. And then I even mentioned something about the flicker that happens with this light at a certain frame rate. There are other YouTubers and creators out there that have been a little bit more creative with their titles and a little bit, I don't want to call it clickbaity because I think they want to help people, but there are ways that I could have done something like the Godox SL60W, the aperture 120D killer. And some channels have done that and they've gotten quite a few views. And I also realized that when I did my optimization and my search for this title and for this setup, not a lot of people are searching for it. But you know what? This is something I'm using in my business and I wanted to share it with the community. And if 79 people found it helpful, then great. I talk about creative ways to start a filmmaking portfolio. That has like 45 views on it. And I did it like that was kind of a little bit of vlog style, but really it was just kind of how you can start a filmmaking portfolio. I thought it was a pretty creative way. You can definitely check it out. How to remove background noise from videos and audio, something very simple with a noise gate and expander. Now that got like 98 views, but here Oh, and here's another thing, how I travel internationally with using that Atlas camera backpack. So 897 views, it's been up for a couple months. Not a lot, but let's scroll down here. Let me show you something here. And this is kind of like algorithmic as far as like width is algorithmic. Yeah, that sounds right when it comes to my channel. So this handheld recorder that I talked about in the remote hosts and guests, 38,000 views on that right now. Now, the video itself is almost a year old, about just shy of a year old. And it sat there for a little bit. It sat there with like maybe a couple hundred views. And then all of a sudden, like it just went gangbusters, like it went nuts. And so it still gets a few hundred views on the daily. And I have like 383 comments here. The community, and a lot of those are my comments, like commenting back, but people are asking questions. This is helping people. And here's the thing when it comes to the algorithm. YouTube knows that even back in the day, I had several audio related videos that I did, like podcasting videos. And so that's where the algorithm kind of helped me a little bit more in that it recommended mine because it saw that I had some other podcasting content up there. But when it comes to the filmmaking and stuff, there's a variety here, like how to get better audio for YouTube videos, only 115 views. I mean, that's about a year old. My vlog, there's like a vlog that has 15 views. I mean, I have vlogs that have thousands of views. One of them, like when we did the ski jump, that was years ago, 12, 13,000, maybe 14,000 views. I mean, so I get it. Like if I'm going to go deep on something and niche down and just stay focused on how to work the algorithm, how to build your channel, or just camera gear, lenses and cameras and sound and all of those things. Yeah. So I'm kind of doing a disservice to my channel by not going and staying deep on something and then kind of pivoting out because I've made that choice. My goal is to help people in this process of building a business, a creative business, and all of the things that go along with it. All of the moving parts, the gear, the software, the lifestyle that happens, the money. And so more and more of that's gonna be coming out on this channel, but it just comes down to me being honest with the fact that I just don't feel comfortable just from a subscriber standpoint to just niche down so deep that I feel like trapped and suffocated in like one lane. For those of you who are into that, go for it, do it. Like I am cheerleading for you. But for me, like that's where I am. And so like that might be the contradictory piece that I'm telling you is that plenty of channels out there, niche down, and it's an advertising platform, folks. I know it's easy to complain because you put work into your videos and you're like, people are not watching them or YouTube's not serving them up. I get it. I know it stinks, but this is where we are. Keep creating, go out there and do things that matter. Keep rocking those faces. I appreciate your time, your effort, your energy, and your beautiful faces being here. And I can't wait to catch you on the next one. So until then, go out there, take some action, do some of these things, and just get started today. And as always, I cannot wait to have you right here on the next one.